What's up, guys? Welcome back to the JP and Trav show on the JP and Trav YouTube channel. As always, it's your host with the most, JP. And to the right of me, I have my esteemed co-host, Travis J. Davidson. Travis, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm great. Good day of radio today. Good day of workouts. Good day of work. Everything was good. And yeah, got to drive to Branson after this. So nice little 3.5 hour drive after we get off the air. So the sunflower seeds will be doing some heavy lifting to assist with that drive, no doubt.
You are a brave man. I don't know if I could do that this late at night, but it's each his own. Hey, we want to welcome a very special guest to the show. As you know, we've been doing a recruiting spotlight the last couple of weeks, and man, we're so excited to have Nigel Smith, who is one of the best defensive linemen in the entire class of 2024. Nigel, how are you doing tonight, man?
Doing great.
Good, man. We're so excited to have you on. This is something that we've been wanting to do for a while, just to give recruits a chance to kind of put their name out there, build their brand. Sooner Nation is very engaged. I'm sure you've seen on Twitter at times how engaged we've been. So we wanted to put a face to you, right, and allow them to get to know you. So without further ado, I'll just start off with my first question. Which we're a family channel. Trav's big in the family. I'm big in the family as well. So we'd like to hear a little bit, as much as you're willing to share about your family. Do you have siblings that play any sports? Are you oldest, youngest? Did your parents play sports? Where did you get your athletic ability from?
So I'm the oldest of five children. I've got three little sisters, and then my little brother is the youngest out of the bunch. He is about 9 years old right now. He's going to start all of his sports coming up this summer. He's going to start playing basketball first, soccer. We're going to have him in every sport we can have him in. So get him in that. I have the youngest girl. She's going to be more of a track girl, I think. She likes soccer, but she's going to be more of a track girl. The middle girl, she's an eighth grader. And she's pretty solid at baseball. She's been running softball. She's been running track, and the oldest freshman in high school now. So I'm in high school with her this year, and she played some basketball, and that's about it. My parents, my pops played ball at SMU. My mom kind of played some sports in high school, was in band, played sports, but was get that athletic ability from my pops. He played basketball.
Nice. And, I saw the video on your Twitter of, you, I think, testing your vertical. And what did that get measured at? I forget.
36 inches.
And how big are you now?
About 260, 6'5", 260.
Jeez. Yeah, that's you're moving some weight there, no doubt. I want to talk to you a little bit about like what was your first offer? What was that like? How many offers do you have now? And when did it really start to pick up? Obviously, coming from athletic genes, obviously, everybody gets the doctor like size charts, like, all right, how big am I going to be? All this kind of stuff. Like when did your recruiting first blow up?
So my recruiting first started back my freshman year in the spring. I got my first offer from Notre Dame, and then that same day picked up UNT and UTSA. It was big time for me. I mean, I wasn't really thinking of recruitment. I mean, it was after my freshman season. I knew I was a pretty solid player, but didn't really hear much talks of like just college recruitment, especially that early. So I was real excited. Got that first offer from Notre Dame, and then picked up LSU over that summer, Rutgers, a couple of schools, and that next spring it just took off. I mean, we were able to do spring ball, bumped up to 5A, so we got to be able to just practice over that spring, and coaches were coming left and right, and that's when my recruitment really just shot up.
What was that? So you got 3 offers in the same day?
Yes, sir.
Like your first 3 offers?
Yes, sir.
Was it a birthday? Was it fresh off of camp? Was it just coincidence that 3 schools just all decided to offer in the same day?
So my coaches were kind of knew some coaches at UNT, UTSA, and when they saw that Notre Dame offered me, they pulled the trigger right away. I mean, they let them know, and they pulled the trigger right away.
Very cool.
Man, that's pretty incredible. It's got to be an experience, again, to get your first, but to get 3 at the same time. It's like, man, this is something I can really do. I'm sure you've felt that way.
Yeah.
So you're from Melissa, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's always this talk, right, amongst people in the United States football, especially high school football. Yeah, you have California, you got Florida, you got Texas. That everybody talks about in high school football, right, as being the argument of who's the best. So if you had to, kind of give your opinion, why would you say that Texas football is the best in America?
I'd say Texas football is the best because just the culture wise. I mean, there's places. It's not you hear about towns and other states where I mean football is a lot. The city, sorry, the city shuts down for games and like everybody's at those games. It's packed, but here in Texas, that's everything. I mean, all the cities are, especially the smaller ones, they're shut down for games. Everybody's coming to games. All the games are packed, especially if you're a powerhouse school. Um, I think we're one of the best. I mean, I think we are the best state because Texas always comes out and one of the just nationally ranked for high schools, but they're public schools. We don't have any private schools where you can just go out and recruit kids, where you can have them live in a different area and go to that school. I mean, those guys are in that district, in that area, and going to that school, just building a culture and winning.
Mhm.
California has all those private schools, St. John Bosco, Mater Dei, where you can just get guys anywhere. IMG in Florida, you can get guys anywhere. Those are nationally ranked schools, but our public schools are nationally ranked. So, I mean, that's why I think that Texas has the best football.
It's a great answer. It's a great answer.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And obviously OU recruits Texas, just as good as anybody in the country, right? I mean, there are some, OU targets that even talk about, well, OU's kind of like an in-state school because they're so close and kind of culturally, we've got a lot of Texans on the roster, everything like that. Talk to me a little bit about when you got your OU offer, who you got it from, and what that experience was like.
It's funny. I was actually just going through my camera roll, searching for some stuff, and I remember that day I got the offer because I was at a basketball team dinner, and I mean I had talked to Coach Chavis earlier that week or that day during school, and he wanted to hop on a call later on that day. Went home, talked to Coach V, things like that, and that was right when. Pretty much right when they got to OU almost. So I'm at team dinner. All my buddies are waiting right by me while I'm on that call. I'm talking to coach and they're all just running around getting hyped. And he let me know he wanted to go ahead and offer me. So it was actually a fun time. I mean, we were just having a good time and then they all started dancing around, things like that. But it was I remember that specifically. Coach Chavis offered me, and it's been heavy recruitment ever since.
Good, good, good. Yeah, because you came up and you were on radio with us that spring game. So
Yep,
that was,
sir.
pretty shortly after, right? So, they take over first spring game. You're already up checking out that spring game. So, are you coming to, you say you're going to Penn State's spring game this year, right? Or are you coming back to OU? I forget what dates.
I'll be at Penn State spring game, but I think y'all's is a week after. I'm just not sure if I'll be down there for that spring game just yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. It's cool you get to share that experience with your friends. Like, obviously, it's cool to get an offer whenever, but team dinner, already a good time, obviously, but being around, a bunch of your friends, a bunch of teammates that you compete with, that's got to be awesome.
Was no, definitely.
So speaking of teammates, Nigel, I want to talk about your high school team, Melissa, a little bit. What are your guys' goals for this year? Obviously, I know every team's goal is to win a state championship, right? But do you guys have any other specific goals you've set this spring as a team? And then, secondly, is there anybody that you have circled on your schedule that you're like, man, these cats, man, like they get me riled up to go and play them?
Now, we got bumped up to 5A recently last year, and I mean, we had Lovejoy last game of the season. We had them circled all year. I mean, they were kind of like the Argyle of our new district, winning program, had very good players, had some D1 receivers, and our secondary kind of was one of the lacks of our like kind of lacking last year, and we just heavily prepared for that team, and I mean, again, I would definitely say Lovejoy. Last game of the season as well. Again this year, we lost to China Springs last year, a game we really should have won by a lot. So I'd say I'm really looking forward to going down there and beating them at home, and just most definitely Lovejoy. I mean, we're looking forward to getting after it. Spring, our goal is just really to just get some stuff figured out. We're going to be returning for the first time since I've been in high school. We're going to actually have a quarterback returning. So he'll already have the chemistry with those guys. Every year we've had a new quarterback. So he graduated and we got a new one. And finally have one that is already built a chemistry with these receivers, with the O line, and I mean we return all of our receivers. We return a lot of our O line. I mean Carson Maynard, Gunnar Wilson, Kennedy Brentley, Lincoln Dunn. I mean those guys, those are all D1 receivers, and I mean we return every one of them. Speed with Lincoln running 10.5 in the 100. We've got Carson Maynard, some of the best hands I've seen. Gunnar Wilson, just an athlete, does it all around. And I think we're really going to get after it. Defensively, we've got Jackson Ford, we've got me, we've got a couple other kids that I think it'll be big for me and Ford to be able to lead this defense. I mean, we're going to be kind of the guys of not only the defense but the team. So we're going to take bigger roles over the spring and just be way more vocal in leadership and things like that. But I'll definitely say our goal, like you said, win a state championship, and because we were the last 2 years we were this close, lost to the state champions in the fourth round, and those state champions that we lost to last year lost a lot of guys. They will retool, but I think this year we definitely have a high chance of winning it.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, the rundown of the whole roster. I like it. I'll say, I mean, when you play Lovejoy this year, who's going to be the best defender on the field? Is it going to be you, or is it going to be Peyton Pierce?
That's a good one. Peyton Pierce is a really good athlete, but I'm always going to go with myself.
Hey, there you go. Now, speaking of going with yourself, what individual goals do you have for your last year of high school football? Is it, sack total? Is it, have you talked about forced fumbles? Have you talked about maybe just making certain teams, maybe getting that fifth star? I know you're not a big camp guy. Traditionally, I don't think it's like, yeah. What individual goals do you have for yourself the rest of the season? Whether that's All-American, whether it's again sack totals, tackles, anything like that.
One of my biggest individual goals is just something for my team. I think I've always been a good leader, but I was one of the more lead by example guys. And now this team is, I mean, I've had to sit down with my coach, and he kind of let me know that the team is mine now. I mean, he's only told that to one other guy, he said, and I was Brendan Lewis, and he was a quarterback at Colorado, recently entered the transfer portal, but he let me know the team will go as far as I want it to go and as far as I take it. So for me, one of my biggest goals is to become more of a vocal leader just throughout the summer, throughout spring, throughout fall, and just get after these guys and let them know that I'm here and I'm going to be working with them every step of the way. But when it comes to football, my goal will be to have 15 or more sacks. I'm going to break well over 100 tackles this year. I'll break 20 TFLs this year. And I think I already was All-American, but just get that again. And really just win a state championship. I want to lead my team to a state championship. Like you said, I'm not a big camp guy. Never really. I think I show it on the field. Feel like our defense, I don't really get to show too much of what I can do just because I'm head up 4, so it's kind of hard rushing the edge, things like that. But I'm gonna get after it. I feel that this season will be a statement, and like you said, they're watching. I'll be performing and possibly earn that 5th star without needing to go to any camps or things like that to because I don't really know what they do down there evaluating, but
just play ball.
Play ball.
Just play ball. Love it.
Who's your favorite player growing up?
My favorite player growing up was Myles Garrett. I love his game. He's very, very athletic. I feel that my body type will be kind of like his when I get to college and my body starts to develop. I feel I'm very athletic, just like him. I'm a basketball guy like him. He can jump and things like that. But I feel basketball can translate to football and very well. But he was definitely one of my favorite players. He loves anime. I'm a big anime guy. I feel we have a lot in common. So he was just, I love his game and his just personality off the field.
You a big anime guy? What's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime all time is Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
At it growing up as a kid, that's really what I watched. But right now, I'm watching those new episodes of Vinland Saga. I kind of waited a little bit for to get more than just one, so I'm not watching it week by week. I think there's like 10 to 12 out right now, so I'm catching up on that, catching up on Attack on Titan. I've been slacking on my anime, but I've been watching it for a long time, so it's me slacking is still watched a lot more than most people.
Right, you've been putting that work in, so that's why you ain't been paying. Hey, I get it. I'm a little bit of an anime head myself. I see Kilo on your shirt. I see him.
Yes, sir.
So I like it.
No doubt.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you're one of those, man. I've forgotten more anime than you guys have even seen. So one of those guys. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you said Dragon Ball Z. That was kind of my, upbringing and whatnot. That's what everybody used to like. Everybody in my grade, they're all drawing. Like that's how we learned to draw. Basically, was drawing. Gohan and Goku, Vegeta, all these guys. Like that's how we learned how to draw. But anyways, you started talking a little bit about the kind of your position, right, and about how you're kind of asked to do one specific thing on your specific defense right now on your team. What have the OU coaches talked about you being at the next level? Obviously, you've got good size, like you said, 6'5", 260, but you've got the athleticism to get around the edge, the explosiveness. Obviously, you've got the power to play on the inside. Where have they talked about putting you on OU's roster?
Now, OU sees me getting up to about 270, 275, so not really putting on much weight, kind of cut down and just start building up straight muscle so that I'm right about 270, 275-ish, 6'5". They want me to play defensive end, so be that 5 tech and be able to rush the edge. But one thing that those coaches are very good at is making a player versatile. So I'll be playing that defensive end spot, but they'll still be teaching me, and I'll still be working, being able on pass rush down, say that guard is lacking, right guard, left guard, being able to go attack that guard, being able to rush the 3 tech and get after those guys. But they're recruiting me to play defensive end as of right now, and that's kind of what everybody. A&M wants me to play their strong side end, that 5 tech. Ohio State sees me playing that 5 tech, and Penn State. I mean, those are really what all those guys are recruiting me to play.
Gotcha. Very cool.
So what's your relationship like with Coach Chavis, and obviously maybe talk a little bit as well about your relationship with Coach Venables?
Now, I think I have built a very good relationship with those guys. I mean, Coach Chavis is a young coach, as y'all know, still in his 30s, and with the times, kind of as you would say. We kind of mix well. I love his coaching style. I mean, getting to even at the camp I went to, Coach Chaves still had cleats on. I mean, he's getting after it. I mean, I love that. He's high energy, wearing cleats to practices. If you're not doing a drill right, he's going to show you how to do it right. He's going to show you with the intensity of what you need to be doing that drill. And just being able to talk on the phone, texting, catching up, and the same thing with Coach V. I mean, we talk multiple times a week. I mean, we'll just text, he'll catch up, let me know what's going on down at OU, and I mean, I think we've built a very good relationship.
Nice.
Good.
So your visit to the spring game last year, was that your first time you'd been to OU before?
I think so. I think it might have been.
So what were your first impressions? Absolute first impressions. Did you have any preconceived notions about going in, what to expect, and how did all that land with you?
I mean, my first impressions were really good. I mean, the turnout of the spring game was high, just in the crowd. A lot of people showed up, and just getting to see that energy of OU and just the fans, the atmosphere, just finally meet those coaches. Sorry. Finally meet those coaches in person was awesome.
Very good.
You're a multi-sport athlete, right?
Yes, sir.
What other sports do you play again?
I played basketball.
Just basketball?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So, we talk a lot about the importance of being a multi-sport athlete and how it, just helps you as you get more elite in one sport or not. It can help you if you're playing another sport a lot of the times. Some people would like to be just singular, but, a lot of the more elite athletes we've talked to have said that playing multiple sports actually helped them. So, what would you say about being a multi-sport athlete? How has it helped you?
I definitely say it's helped me a lot. I mean, me being able to just get after it on the court, jumping around, work my explosiveness, has helped just with me on the field. Driving to the paint, just trying to get around people, because I mean, basketball, I'm a bigger guy, so they like to take charges.
Mhm.
Driving to the paint, trying to get around people has helped me with my pass rush and things like that. So just staying in shape, staying fit, being able to. I mean, I like to dunk a lot, so just staying explosive, practicing different dunks
Yeah.
has definitely just helped me with get offs, things like that, uh, throughout football.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We watched obviously a lot of Cleveland Browns football the last few years with Baker being up there.
Right.
Obviously not this last year or whatnot. We won't get into that. But obviously, I watched a lot of Miles Garrett because I watched almost every Browns game, and I don't remember what game it was, but I remember him giving this guy a Euro step like
Mm-hmm.
to get
I
to the
remember.
quarterback, and it was crazy. I was like, "Did he just Euro like in a football game? Like that's crazy." But again, that's some of the stuff that you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
You're able to be creative in your pass rush by things that you're learning on the basketball floor. So that's cool, man. That's dope.
No doubt. I remember that clip. It went viral like everywhere.
Yeah.
I will say, you mentioned that people like to take charges against you. Let me be clear. They might strategically like to take charges from you, but I promise you, nobody is signing up to take charges from a 6'5", 260 guy. I promise you. I promise you. So yeah, they're sacrificing themselves a little bit. So you got to put a little respect out there.
And coach is over there telling them he's not that big. He's not that big. Take the
Right.
charge. Like, okay, coach.
Yeah, coach, you get out here and do it.
You come out here and do it.
Speaking of putting respect on it, who do you feel is one of your high school football teammates down in Melissa that needs to get more respect, that is an underrated recruit?
All right, so I mean,
And you can't say all of them. You can't say all of
I
them.
was about to say that's what I was about to say. There's a lot of guys.
I know. I could see it.
But there's one guy that I definitely feel is underrated. Really, really two, but there's one guy that just started picking up offers, and
I'll let you do two. All
right, perfect. This one guy, his name's Gunnar Wilson. He played tight end for us this year. He did it all. I mean, he played on the defensive end. He played tight end. He was a part of our Santa package, was like our Wildcat quarterback. Very athletic. He played defense, outside backer. He played DB, like corner, safety. He did everything for us. And
Wow.
he really wasn't getting enough love until recently. He picked up UTSA, Sam Houston, a couple other schools that he's starting to slowly get more offers. I mean, he's 6'3", 210-pound guy, and he's one of those guys that you don't hear complaining. I mean, there was multiple guys just getting offers on our team, me, Jackson, Trevor Gooseby, Owen Hollenbeck, and he's one of those guys that was kind of sitting in the back. No colleges really talking to him until recently, and now he's finally getting some love, and I still think he's underrated, but that guy is going to have a big season next year, just because of our quarterback. And I mean, I think he's underrated because of the fact that all the good receivers we do have. So he kind of spread out those targets. And then that second one is Carson Maynard. I mean, that dude has some of the best hands I've seen. He's over 1,000-yard receiver, had like 20 touchdowns on the season, and I mean, he was giving it to everybody. I mean, he was on ESPN for one of the top plays, and he just picked up his first offer from UNT a couple months ago, and I mean, he is still very underrated. He's a 6'4" guy as well, pretty athletic, but I think this spring will be big for him, for the college coaches to come down and see how big he actually is, how well he moves, how fluent his routes are, and just his hands. I mean, that's a big piece. I never see him drop a ball ever.
It's 6'4" with elite hands. That typically means good things. Definitely on the way. You know what's funny is I think everybody's seen the clip, but you know when they're asking that kid, he's like, "All right, talk to me about your running backs," and he's like, "Blah blah blah, dog, like this guy, dog, this guy, oh, dog." Like he names like 7 running backs. They're all dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. That's what it reminds me of, is just kind of going up and down your roster, talking about the the different guys. And no, that's awesome. Hopefully, especially with you guys competing for a state title again, reloading again. Hopefully, those guys are able to showcase their talents and up those offer lists. Everybody needs to eat, right?
No doubt. I mean, that's what I was about to say. I mean, I could have named plenty, but those are definitely the 2 guys that deserve it the most.
So we talked about your high school teammates. Now I want to, and I know you again. You don't go to a ton of camps, but I'm sure you still know of some, high profile recruits, or have maybe a couple relationships with some of them through visits and whatnot. So who's one recruit that you would love to play with in college?
I mean, just off of knowing Peyton from Lovejoy, he's definitely a recruit I definitely like to play with in college. Wanted to take some officials together, but we kind of already had some stuff planned out, so weren't able to just match our officials at the same times. But I mean, I've been on plenty of visits with him. Zena, he's at Allen. He's a very athletic kid, a high recruit. I know that. He would definitely be fun to play with. And then Zadavian Sims. I mean, I've been on plenty of visits with him. Oklahoma kid. That's a kid. I mean, we get along real well. I mean, I've seen him at A&M, OU, plenty of times, and we get along really, really well. So those would definitely be some guys that I honestly don't know too many recruits, but those are some guys that I do know and that I would really enjoy playing with.
We like those guys too. Obviously, Peyton Pierce, with all his family ties to OU, we've been knowing about him for a long time, and Day, of course, being trained down at C4 with Sean Cooper. He's one of those guys that we started hearing about it. We had Sean Cooper on the pod a few weeks ago, and it's just cool because like all those Texoma guys, like sometimes they just get overlooked a lot because they're not in the DFW Metro or not even the Oklahoma City Metro or anything like that. So what C4 has been able to do, and specifically Sean Cooper's been able to do, I mean, now they got offers they got a ton of guys, whether it's whether it's Caden, whether it's Zadavian, whether it's, whoever, Colton Yarborough, and like Kevin Sperry, OU's 2025 quarterback commit, like just so much talent in the Texoma area. So it's really cool that they're, starting to really get the recognition they deserve. So, talking about kind of getting things, situated, timelines and whatnot, when are you, because there are certain guys in the process that like love the recruiting process, like the attention that comes with it, the Instagram followers that come with it, or the, whatever. Right. And from what I can gather, you're not really in love with that part of it, at least as much as some other people might be. So how does that affect your timeline? Do you want to get committed before your senior season so you can focus on being that vocal leader, so you can focus on, capturing those team goals and individual goals? Or do you want to wait until the fall to kind of see how the teams are shaking out in their own seasons?
Now, for me, I definitely do enjoy the recruiting process. I need to be a little more active on that social media aspect for sure. Because there are definitely some guys that do love that attention, and I mean it is great. I need to be a little more active, just building my brand and things like that. But I plan on taking my recruitment through kind of September, committing either first or third game of the season. So honestly, just how I'm feeling. I'm going to take my 5 official visits throughout the summer, and I plan on committing one of those home games, either the first or third game. So just enjoy it now. Enjoy those official visits. I definitely enjoy going down, seeing the guys, talking to some players, and just catching up with the coaches, things like that. So I'll be taking it to September.
And you've decided who are getting your 5 OVs?
Yes, pretty much. I'll probably be announcing that in about 2 weeks or so.
Cool. You just announce it on here, man. This is we're the worldwide leader. I'm kidding. You can wait until you get your edit cooked up. But
I got 2 more I need to get planned officially.
I got you. You got to get with my guy Miles M Creations. He'll put together an OV edit for you. So
Sweet.
Obviously Hayes is the he's the guy in the game, but Miles a good friend of the show. Hayes is too, but Miles has been putting out some great stuff. So cool. So you want to commit at a home game. You're home, obviously. You say the first week and the third week. Very cool. Very cool. So kind of Okay, early in the season still, so you can still focus on all your team goals and everything like that. That way, you're not distracting or detracting from the attention of the team, obviously. So, well, cool. I think we ought to get into, what do you think? Some Q&A, or should we do this or that?
Let's do this or that first, and then we can get into Q&A later.
Cool.
The more
Cool.
people that get in here, that's struggling here. So again, Nigel, this or that is, we'll have 2 prompts up. It's been some fun ones where we'll just throw these out. It'll be food or some pop culture stuff, or sometimes things that relate to you, and you have to choose one or the other. You can't do neither. You can't shy away. A lot of people in the chat like to do that, neither, or try to throw in something else. It's if you had to, like, absolutely gun to your head, this is what I'm choosing and here's why. So we got 4 things lined up for us. I'll ask the question, I'll have Trav answer, you answer, I'll answer, I'll throw out some answers from the chat as well. So chat, please make sure you guys engage as well. All right, so we're gonna do a food one. Travis, I don't know if you know this or not, but Travis has owned plenty of restaurants before, so he's a big food guy, and I'm a big food guy myself. I love to eat food. I know you love to eat food too, down there being a Texas boy.
No
So,
doubt.
in honor, right, of the great state of Texas, here's our first this or that: ribs or brisket. Had to choose which one. Nigel, I'll let you go first, man.
Now I'm gonna go with some good ribs. I mean, I love ribs, especially if they're cooked right. Definitely choose ribs.
Ribs, I like that.
Yeah,
Trav.
I'm typically a brisket guy, but I tell you what, man, I ate at old Salt Lick over there in Round Rock. Might have changed me. I've had some good ribs over my time, but man, they were nice, big, meaty. I think I might have to. I think I might have to go ribs, to be honest. A well cooked brisket's hard to beat, but it seems like brisket's almost been like the trend now. Like everybody's got to cook a brisket, like as some type of like man card thing that you've got to smoke a brisket at some point. Ain't nothing wrong with some ribs, so give me the ribs.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm a big ribs guy. That was one of the things that my dad, before he passed away, did best was cook ribs, and one of the things he passed down to me. And so, I'm a huge ribs guy. I like brisket, again. Don't get me wrong, but you can't go wrong with a great rack of ribs, man. You genuinely cannot go wrong.
No doubt.
We've seen brisket done wrong in the past, right? But that's
Yeah,
neither
he
here nor
doesn't
there.
coach. He doesn't coach here anymore, though, so that's good. But let's see. We've got ribs only because you can get country style or bone in. Jimmy Satterfield says brisket. Steven says ribs. We got brisket. The best meat I've ever had was goat brisket.
That's interesting.
I don't know about all that. I like,
Hey,
I like.
goat is good though. Have you had goat before?
I've had goat
I've not.
cheese. I don't know if
not.
I've had any goat.
There's a fan. Nigel. I'm an athletic director up here. I live in Indianapolis, so my whole family's from Oklahoma. My sister runs track there, but I was born up here, and so I just stayed up here. But anyways, I'm an athletic director up here. I have one of my volleyball players. Her family, she's Hispanic. They own a restaurant, and it's called La Berea, which is goat. And so they literally, like, their staple is goat meat, and they're one of the most popular, like, little hole in the wall restaurants in Indianapolis. And I never had goat before I went there, but it was very good. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you ever had neck bones?
No.
Either of y'all?
Yes,
Travis, you had neck
Man, what
bones?
you eating up there, bro?
Okay, that's a down south thing. My dad's from Mississippi, so it kind of tastes like that. But if you knew what that tastes like, it's good though. You gotta try it one time.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
I'm down. When I get up to Indy, we're going, no doubt. All right, what we got next?
All right, next we got bench press or squat. And Trav, I'll let you start, and then we'll go into Nigel, and then I'll say my piece.
I've always been a thick-legged guy, so I I have to go squat because part of it is on bench press. I've always like for some reason growing up, like I always just let my triceps like take over somehow, and like I don't know if I just screwed up my form like in my entire childhood of doing it, but I just never really was like felt great about it. Had a little shoulder injury from it, all that. Squats never done me wrong, man. It's tried and true. It's there for me every time. Feel great. That's what I'm about. So, Nigel, what do you think?
I had squat day today actually, but I'm gonna definitely go bench press. I mean, I love a good bench day, good upper body day, get that nice upper body pump, and I do use a little triceps. I used to bench right out here, but my trainer had me just move it in a little more closer to close grip, just be a little more sport specific. But I definitely go bench press.
What are you benching these days?
Look, right around 3 plates. Right around 3 plates. Right. We're maxing next week, so just I'll bench over 315.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's big.
JP, what you think?
Um, I mean, I I can do squats well, but I definitely am more of a bench press guy. Just on the feel of it, I'd rather bench press than squat. To be honest with you, but again, I'm also not a guy who skips leg day, so I'll do squats and I don't mind them. I would prefer, to be honest, leg press. If I had to choose between squat or leg press, I'd choose leg press. But
Yeah.
um, bench press for sure is one I would go with.
See, I always used to go crazy on the old leg press, and I'd have like I don't know. I think the most I had was like 10 plates on each side or something like just something stupid on leg press. My trainer was like, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So I was doing it. And like I said, I've always just had bigger legs, like stronger legs. So I was doing it. And man, somebody like I posted on Instagram or something like that. And somebody sent me the video of like one of the dudes that like locked out his leg and it like
Yeah,
bent back, like his kneecap
yeah,
like went south. And ever since then, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna back down that weight a little bit. I'm not training for any sports. Who am I trying to impress? I'm like, I'm just, now I'll just go on a nice long walk or something like that. But yeah, ever since then, I was like, ooh, no, like my knee hurt looking at it. I was like, no, thank you.
yeah. That would be incredibly painful. I don't
Okay.
even want to think about that. All right,
We
here's our
got
next. We got because you're a multi-sport athlete, which we talked about. We threw this one in here, and you talked a lot about dunking. Now you like to dunk, right? And all different types of dunks. Would you rather dunk a basketball or sack a quarterback? Which one's more fulfilling for you?
Yeah, I would definitely say sack a quarterback. I mean, getting a couple dunks, fast breaks, stuff like that. If we say dunking on somebody, that feels a little more. That feels a little better.
Mm,
Just a little fast break dunk versus a sack, no doubt a sack. No doubt. I'd rather get a sack than dunk a basketball.
Right. Lou Dort dunked all over Marvin Bagley tonight. Lou Dort can't finish around the rim. It's like a layup or anything. But tonight he was just dunking all over dudes. I'm like, stop trying to lay the ball up. Then you don't have any touch. Just throw it down. So, yeah, I feel like I'm like N-A, like non applicable to this because I've never dunked a basketball. So
Feeling.
I'm gonna take dunk because growing up like I did sack a quarterback, that was fantastic, but I'd have to take dunk just because it's something I've not done.
Mm-hmm.
I've done both of these. I could rim graze back in high school before I had my ankle surgery. I unfortunately broke my ankle. I had that surgery, but um, I would probably say sack a quarterback. I think the thrill of doing it, feeling like I need to do a dance after I got him down, in my 1 year playing football. My mom did not want me to play because of concussions and stuff. So I was a basketball guy, played basketball in college, whatnot. But the 1 year I played football, when I got to sack the quarterback, it was pretty exciting for me. I did a little dance on him after that. But that was in 8th grade, so I don't know what was popular when I was in 8th grade. The Dougie, did I do that? I don't really remember.
Yeah, got some Thunder fans in the chat.
All right, last one: gum or mints? Which one would you prefer?
I'll definitely say mints. I'm not big and just sitting there chewing on gum. Just get them in and pop them in and just get that done.
Yeah, I think, I used to be an old Listerine strip guy. Those were always fun. But I think I gotta go gum simply because, man, mints, I eat them like candy. Like that's the problem is like, if I won't just take like a couple mints, throw them in, and then like, all right, cool, I'm done. Like I'm like, it's like Skittles for me. I'm like this whole bag's going down. So for me, it's like, do I want one piece of gum or do I want 30 mints? I'll go with the one piece of gum. It's a little more efficient.
Yeah, I think it depends on, like, again, what you want, right? Some people want the gum to sometimes it helps them focus because they're chewing, right? And they need something to do, they need something to work. Other people, like James in here, he feels like, oh, there's too much work. I'd rather let the mint just dissolve and do its thing while I'm continuing to, do whatever I'm doing. So, um, I like gum. I like the process of chewing. I like blowing bubbles with the gum. Occasionally, I've always been a gum guy. I don't not like mints, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a big mint guy. So, gum is probably what I would choose
Yeah,
as well.
Gunny brings up sunflower seeds. Old baseball player. I do. Sunflower
Yeah.
seeds are my jam.
Hey,
I'm one of the. I used to do them in school, and I'd get the big cheek full, and
yep.
then if I didn't have a cup or a bottle or something to spit in, I would crack it with my front teeth, eat it, put the shell in the other side. So I'd have one cheek full of shells, one cheek full of seeds inside of shells, and I'd eat. So it was just by the time I got the whole process through, I just had a cheek full of empty shells that I would just wait, and then I'd spit it out eventually. So it's like with that, it kind of fixes like the gum thing too, where it's like you got to have something to do. Like tonight on my drive, bro, spits, dill pickle, I might stop and get some black pepper spits. Game over. Best road trip snack.
Yeah, seeds are special. I'll say that. I played baseball when I was growing up, and unfortunately, I was trying to emulate some of the MLB players. A lot of them did dip, right? And so it's just like, that's what I felt like I was doing when I had sunflower seeds in my cheek. I'd be out there,
That's
snag a
right.
ball, throw it to first base, spit out a sunflower seed. Nothing like it. Nah, I'm playing. But let's get in a little bit of Q&A before we wrap up our time here, Nigel. It's a school night and you gotta get to school on time and don't want to keep you up too late. So we'll just have the chat ask a couple questions, man. Then we'll get you out of here.
Sweet.
And I'm gonna ask a question because earlier when we were messaging, it was, speaking of getting up for school, you were like, sorry, man, didn't respond right away. I was locked into my schoolwork. What is it that, first of all, love that. Second of all, what are you gonna major in college?
I'm gonna go that business route, possibly business management, things like that. Because I want to go real estate. I want to get into some real estate, even my freshman year of college, sophomore year type deal. So just start learning more about that, and just go learning also a little business management.
Yeah, hey, get in real estate. think it was Will Rogers that said the best thing you can ever buy is land because they ain't making any more of it. So get you some of that. So now I guess we can go to the actual chat's questions. I thought of that. I was like, oh crap, school, right? I was going to ask that question.
Yeah, school. It's important. So first question here from Stephen G. Whose film do you watch the most to improve your craft?
I'll definitely say Miles Garrett or the Bosa brothers. Both of them have very, very, very good games. Both get after it, pass rush wise. Nick Bosa had a very, very good season, and I mean his pass rush. He's very powerful, and he has very good hands. He's able to get around you, but that power is just crazy explosiveness. And then Joey didn't have as good of a season as Nick, but I mean that dude is just he wrecks shop. And then obviously Miles, he's had way better seasons in the past, but he's still one of my favorite players that I like to study.
You've never tried to hit anybody with their own helmet, did you? You haven't tried to hit anybody with their own helmet?
Never got to that point.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, the guy who was trying to hit played for Oklahoma State, so it is what it is. But Jimmy says, "Do you?"
I like playing DN more. D tackle is, I feel I would have to get a lot heavier, and I don't know how heavy how much weight my body will be able to handle. But at the end, I just like rushing off the edge. I like going in to play a 3-tech every once in a while, but just setting that edge, playing off the tackle.
Nice. There was one up here.
Trav, you want to put the next question?
Well, what obviously a lot has been made about Brent Venables' visit policy, kind of style of recruiting, right? He talks a lot about it. Hey, once you're committed somewhere, we're going to be committed to you. You're going to be committed to us. Last year, obviously landing the number 4 class in the country, it seemed to work just fine. But I know there have been a lot of opinions on that. So I wanted to get yours. Do you think it's, do you agree with it? Does it make sense to you? What would you do if you were in that position as a coach? Or whether it be position coach or head coach, just give me your thoughts on that.
I can definitely agree with that. I mean, if you're committed somewhere, you are committed. Going on other visits just shows that. I mean, if you're a guy that committed early, just shows you were not ready to commit. You're still not fully committed to that school that you were planning on going to. So I think that I definitely agree with Coach V and what he was saying. And I mean, if I'm committed somewhere, I'm only going to be taking visits to the place that I've committed. So I mean, no doubt. Just it's kind of a principle thing. Just sticking to your word and just showing respect to wherever you said you were going to be visiting. No matter the schools are still going to recruit you till you sign that dotted line.
Yep.
Yeah, and sometimes after, as we learned with Peyton Bowen, sometimes it still recruit you after. Did you pay much attention to that? Obviously, it's Texas high school football. Obviously, Peyton Bowen was a national name for a lot of people that followed recruiting. But you kind of being in the area, obviously, with Jackson and Peyton and all those guys, like, did you pay attention to that, like, couple days of, like, okay, will he or won't he? Now he's Notre Dame, and then he's Oregon, and now he's OU, all within a span of 24 hours?
No doubt. I mean, that was all over Instagram, football, Twitter, stuff like that. Like anything to do with football, you were seeing that he had like flipped and then flipped again. So it definitely caught me off guard when he flipped to Oregon. I thought from seeing him on some visits like with his girl because she's going there, I thought honestly flipped from Notre Dame to OU, but I mean he ended up being there right now. So
yep, he did eventually.
All been done.
Yeah.
Now, with obviously, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention he did have a terrible family tragedy last week. Actually, his sister passed away in childbirth, giving birth to his niece. So, everybody in the chat, prayers for that family, obviously, and there's a GoFundMe set up to help with funeral costs and help raise the baby because the baby survived childbirth. And anyways, didn't want to bring up Peyton Bowen's name without sending some well wishes his way, of course. And now we can get back into the questions.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Gunny wants to know: do you ever drop in a zone coverage? How are those feet? Can you take a running back out of the backfield? Can you get on a tight end?
We do have specific things where I do. If I see that running back peel, I'll just go out, just depending on what we're in. Say we're in our over front, and I'm that 5 tech. I see that running back peel. They're going to empty. I'm just running with them. There were specific teams where that running back peels and they're just throwing it out at him. So I do that, and then there are different plays where I will drop into a little coverage, but a lot of the time that I dropped only a couple times and ended up being a run play, so ended up having to go through the tackle.
Nice. Old Jimmy wants to know what's your 40 time? When's the last time you ran a 40? You probably don't run it that often, do you?
No, sir, I don't run it that often. Last time I ran it, last summer. I mean, we time them for our just strength and conditioning program, and I ran like a low 4.7, mid 4.7, like a 4.76, I think.
I got you.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll count that as mid. It's funny because I just turned 34, and I'm trying to argue that that's my lower 30s, my younger 30s, because it's below 35. But a lot of people are like, "No, Travis, you're in your mid 30s."
Mid 30s, 33 is the young 30s, mid 30s, 34 through 36.
You're killing me, Nigel. You're killing me. I became an old man on this podcast just like that.
Yeah,
This
said
is
that's
ridiculous.
know what to tell you.
Man,
Dang.
breaking my heart.
Man,
Nigel,
Topher's
you got
asking
a
yeah.
sack celebration or a touchdown celebration?
That's one thing I'm gonna work on a lot more this year. I'm gonna start doing a couple more celebrations, just getting a little more hype. But my celebration, flex on them, things like that. I mean, there were a couple of things just that I did with some players, sack celebration, but maybe throwing a little some anime style celebrations, like Miles Garrett hit a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was about to say, and if you didn't bring it up, I was like, there's plenty of inspiration you can take from anime for touchdown dances and sack celebrations and everything like that. It's just it's too easy. Now we got people in the comments asking the natural next question is, can you dance?
No, I cannot. I'm not gonna lie.
We got to ask because JP, old Indy's a big dancer. You catch him dancing all the time. So,
I dabble in it. Have you had a chance to talk to or meet Grayson Halton?
Yes, sir. I have.
So Grayson's my boy. We went back and forth last year on Twitter. We did a little dance battle. So Sooner Nation's kind of up on that. So they always ask the recruits, can you dance with J or can you outdance JP? Because we did that thing with Grayson. But Grayson's a big time dancer. I'm sure you'll find that out if you visit OU again or end up coming here.
Yeah, that was last time I went down there. I got to meet him, so that was good.
Yeah.
Well, so I've got to ask. Obviously, you saw it. What was your reaction when Texas fans started commenting on Twitter today about the horns down?
Oh, I've seen they were going at it just even when I was down at UT last weekend. Texas and OU fans were going at it, talking about UT's fridge, things like that. But I love looking at those comments. Just they love fighting in those comments. It's actually hilarious.
Well, that's what we were like, man. Appreciate the engagement, man. Like, obviously, Indy and I have our own accounts, but we just started the JP and Trav Twitter account like recently, like a few weeks ago, I think. And so it was funny. I was like, how do all these Texas fans find this like 250 follower account and they're just flooding it, just whining about horns down? I'm like, man, I appreciate the engagement, everybody. Like, I really do. Like, you're not hurting us; you're only helping us. So it was funny because people who the thing about it is a lot of OU fans haven't been to Austin because we always play them in the Cotton Bowl. So like, and same goes for Longhorn fans; they're hardly ever coming to Norman. So we've never had reason to go to a game at the other stadium. So I think a lot of people, it caught them off guard because they don't realize the facility is right next to the highway. Like, so like when you drive by, like the stadium's right there. So that's where it was funny because A&M put out their practice video, and it was like right next to train tracks. And then Texas puts theirs out, and they were right next to the highway. And it was right as our like, $175 million, new practice facility gets approved and everything like that. And it was just so funny. The timing was just hilarious to have the highway and the railroad tracks right next to your practice facility. But I'm glad you saw those tweets. They were definitely entertaining me. But Small Game Boomer wants to know, do you have a favorite NBA team being a basketball player?
My favorite team is the Bucks. I'm a big Giannis guy. He's my favorite player. So just follow the Bucks a little bit. Have not kept up with NBA too much, but I love Giannis. So
they just beat my Pacers tonight. So I mean,
your Pacers couldn't handle business the other night, man. With Luka, or I know Luka's tech got rescinded. I needed y'all to beat Dallas. Y'all just can't take care of business at home. They're on the second game of a back-to-back. What are y'all doing?
Who knows? I ask myself that question all the time. What are we doing? I think they're trying to look like they're not trying to tank, and I'm not saying they're tanking because we're like mid, but it's like some of the games we lose just don't make sense. Anyways, I could go on and on about that, but hey, I think this is a good last question to end on, so we can get Nigel out of here. We can get Travis started on his trip to Branson, Missouri tonight. How many sacks did you have last year, Nigel?
Last year I had I had double digits. Shoot, hold on. I have it written down. Let me go ahead and check my notes.
You gonna pull them up?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna pull them up. Let's see what I had last year.
I feel like we're in your phone now.
Y'all, you're in my phone. Oh yes, sir.
Oh, man.
I had 11 sacks.
Man, and that's
gotta pump those to 15 this year.
That is.
I had 11 sacks last year.
Nice. Yeah, getting 15 this year. It's that's good to know. Well, again, we don't want to hold you too late. We 10:06 now for us. I love how Andy was like, "Hey, want to make sure that you guys are taking care of it so late." That dude's on Eastern time, so it's already past 11 where he's at. He got a little baby girl. Let's just consider it. He's that kind of guy, just making sure that we're taken care of. So tell us, is there anything that we didn't get to talk about, get to touch on, anything like that? Do you want to say anything to people in the comments, Sooner fans in general, the people that are going to be watching this later, anything like that?
No, sir. Gonna get after it next season. Had 11 sacks, had like 30 QB hits. So just this next season, work on just that finish, and we'll be winning a state championship.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Well, cool. Well, enjoy your recruitment process. Enjoy those visits, especially the ones to Norman, Oklahoma. I hope you really enjoy those. And appreciate you coming on with us, man. You're always welcome back. Hope to have you on again soon and have you on the radio. We did talk about building the brand, of course. So could you give everybody your Instagram and Twitter?
My Instagram is Nigel Smith _25. And same thing with my Twitter. Oh, wait, no. My Twitter's Nigel Smith _2.
Gotcha. It's always good when you get them the same one. I'm at Travis Skull on everything. Can't be too confusing. But well, cool. We appreciate you coming on and look forward to talking to you soon, man. Have a good rest of your week.
Awesome. Thank y'all for having me. Really
Yes,
enjoyed it.
sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you being on here, Nigel.
All right. Y'all stay
Absolutely.
blessed.
Talk soon.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. So that was Nigel Smith. Again, a legitimate top 10 defensive lineman in the class of 2024. Great kid, super well spoken, as I'm sure you guys could tell. Trav, what were your thoughts?
Man, what an awesome kid. Loved how even when we brought up individual goals, he brought up being a vocal leader and literally just reverted back to team goals. Obviously, you can tell what draws the staff to him. It's not just the fact that he's a top 10 defensive lineman. There are guys that just scream OU culture, and that is a hand in glove type fit. There's no doubt about it. And honestly, if he went to a bunch of camps, a lot of the Rivals and Under Armour and all those camps and everything like that, he might be top 5 defensive lineman. He probably gets his 5th star. But I do like that he's like, you know what? They can come out and watch me play football. And when I play football, I'll try and get that 5th star.
Yeah.
He's a I play football. I'm not no underwear Olympics type situation.
Yeah, he's definitely like, obviously just because of his how old he is and being Gen Z or whatever else, like he still has, things that you would be able to say, okay, yeah, he's a young guy, but at the same time, he also feels like an old soul, just the way he communicates, the way he speaks, and again, even the way he kind of honestly reminds me a little bit of Tavani in some ways, of just when we had him on, like studious of the game and everything like that, and his specific goals. And again, I think it's obvious the type of guys that our staff is going after, and not that they're all cookie cutter or anything like that, but you can just tell with the guests we've had on so far that this staff really appreciates guys that do their homework, not literally sometimes, but just in terms of getting better on their craft and wanting to be the best that they can be, and have good heads on their shoulders.
Yeah, it was very much like something I noticed early on. Like he speaks as if he's like one of the parents in his family, right? Like he is a mainstay. He's the oldest. When he was talking about putting the 9-year-old in sports, he said we're going to have her play everything she can. Like that's using the term "we" there is like it's very much a family decision. He's the elder child. He's a young adult. Really, I mean, when you start talking about like the pressure that's put on these kids, like they're kind of pushed into adulthood. But it looks like he's handling it great. I'm a sucker for guys that still say yes sir, no sir. That's he's an impressive young man. There's no doubt about it.
And almost felt like I didn't know if you was paying attention, but like it almost felt like when he was looking to the side, he looked like he was a dad, and like I don't know if it was one of his younger siblings was
right,
in the room too.
Right. That's messing around or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, hey, well, I'm on. You need to chill out.
like we see people on Zoom calls, and like they're like they're working from home and they got like a kid that's like about to like throw a ball out a window or something. That was awesome. Great interview. He's awesome.
It was so good. I'm glad we had him on.
Next week will be another very, very good one. And then it's just every week. We're bringing nothing but heat every week. Don't y'all worry about it. So, as far as that goes, I've got to get on the road.
You do.
So we'll let y'all go to bed.
You do. Guys, thank you again for being in here tonight. Again, great interview with Nigel Smith. Make sure you guys go and follow him. Make sure you blow him up. Let him know the love that Sooner Nation can show him. Obviously, he's trying to help his branding. Sooner Nation does that very well. We help our own get branded. And so obviously we hope he comes to us, but engage with him. Make sure you follow him. Share this link if you guys enjoyed what we did tonight. Follow the JP and Trav Show on Twitter at JP and Trav Show, or at I think 260-ish, right? So would love to see us at 300 maybe by this weekend. Love to be at 300 by this weekend if we can.
Got to be 267, and only following 35. That ratio is nice.
It is,
but. Listen. Yeah, 267. Let's see if we can hit 300 by the next time we go live. That
would be great.
Little by little, baby. All right, y'all. Appreciate it, everybody.
Next week, Boomer. They can cry about this too, Texas fans. If y'all was in here,
they will.
Good night, y'all.